Hello everyone, welcome to all for lecture series of Naval Architecture for MEO examination. In this lecture series, we are going to cover syllabus of class 1, class 2 and class 4 examination. If you are visiting our YouTube channel first time, please like, share and subscribe. Our YouTube channel is MEO exam Naval Architecture. Hello everyone, this is the lecture number 8 of the series of Naval Architecture made for the MEO examination. In the lecture number 7, we have discussed how to calculate the shear force and bending moment on the bulkhead stiffeners. In the today's lecture, we will have a discussion on the numericals on the basis of the shear force and bending moment. So meanwhile, when we are going to start discussing about the numericals, some of the things are there which are required, which we have studied in the earlier class, that I am going to recall now. Then we will start the discussion. So if you see a numerical, in the numerical, if you read this, you will come to know that the question is like this. A bulkhead 9 meter deep is supported by a vertical stiffener 750 mm apart. So you will have a bulkhead like this. So you have a bulkhead like this, and there will be a number of stiffeners over here. So in these stiffeners, we are going to discuss, we will take only the two adjacent stiffeners, this and this, and we are going to do the calculation only on this rectangular part which is shown here. I will draw that part here. So I am discussing about this part only, because when we have when we have done the derivations for the shear force and bending moment, we have taken only this part. So again, this part is a rectangle only, so I will draw only that part here. It will be like this. So these are the two vertical lines which I have shown here, that is the stiffeners. Now what the things they have given, the depth of the stiffener is 9 meter, we are calling as a L in our derivation, and the spacing between the stiffeners we are calling with S. That spacing is given 750 mm. Like this thing they have given. The bulkhead is flooded to the top edge with the sea water on one side only. So you have a water is up to the top edge of the bulkhead. So this is the level of the water. Now, and which water is there? That is a sea water. So density of the sea water is 1025 kg per meter cube. And it is only on one side only. Calculate the shear force at the top, shear force at the bottom, and the position of the shear. So again I am recalling the derivation which we have done. I am going to discuss the end results only. So what is the end results from the earlier derivations? If you don't remember that, or if you have not known the derivation, you have to visit our lecture number 7, where we have discussed the derivation of the shear force as well as the bending moment formula for the load acting on the bulkhead stiffeners. So from that lecture only, we found that the shear force at the top is P by 3. Shear force at the bottom is minus 2P by 3, and the position of the shear or zero shear, that is x is equal to L by root 3. It is x is measured from the top of a bulkhead. This is a very important thing. If you are only using this formula and if you are not giving the reference from where you are measuring x, the answer doesn't any value. So you have to mention that x is measured from the top of the bulkhead. X is measured from the top of the bulkhead. Okay. Now what is the P here? What is the P here? P is the load acting on the bulkhead stiffeners. Load acting on the bulkhead stiffeners. So how much it is coming here? What is the formula for the P? P is equal to rho G A H. Now what is A? A is equal to the L into S. So here what is L here? 9 meter, and S is a 750 mm. I will convert that in a meter, so it will be 0.75 meter. So you will get the value of A. You will get the value of A. Then you can calculate what is H here. Now what is H? H is the distance measured from the free surface up to the centroid of this rectangular plane. So in this case, the centroid will be at the half only, half of the depth. Because it is a rectangle, for the rectangle, centroid will be at the half. So H will be 9 by 2. So total depth is a 9 meter. So H will be 9 by 2. So that you have to take here, that will be 4.5 meter. So you have A, you have H. Rho is 1025. G is 9.81. You have to substitute all the values. You will get the value of a P over here. That is the load. It will be in a Newton or in a kilonewton. That depends how much or how you are doing the calculation, but it will be in a Newton or in a kilonewton. Now the question is, find out the shear force at the top. So at the top, shear force will be P by 3. Once you know the P from here, you just divide by 3, you will get the shear force at the top. Shear force at the bottom will be minus 2P by 3. So it will be double than the shear force at the top. Generally keep in your mind, shear force at the bottom will be double than the shear force at the top. And the position of the zero shear will be x is equal to L upon root 3 from the top. We know the x is equal to, we know the L is 9. So 9 by root 3, if you do that, the answer will come 5.7 meter from the top. So like this is a very simple numerical from this topic. I hope all of you understood this numerical. Now we will move to the next type of a numerical. So if you want to see the answers, you can see the shear force at the top is 101.8 kilonewton. Shear force at the bottom will be double than the 101, that will be 203.6 kilonewton. And the position of the zero shear is L upon root 3, that is 5.197 meter from the top. This is a very important thing. If you are not mentioning this, there is no use of the answer. There is no use of that answer. Now we will move to the next numerical from the same topic, which will be little bit advanced and few more concepts have added over there. Now The next numerical will be this one. So again, please read the numerical first before note down the question. A watertight bulkhead is 8-meter height and is supported by the vertical stiffener 700 mm apart. Just now we have seen one numerical. Now you can easily note down the given data. The given is, so bulkhead height is 8 meters. So it will be L is 8 meter here. Stiffeners, the gap between the stiffeners or the spacing between the stiffeners we are calling with S, that is 700 mm. Convert in a meter, it will be 0.7 meter. Connected at the tank top by a brackets. Now you have a bulkhead like this. So you have a bulkhead. This is the bulkhead. The bottom of the bulkhead is a tank top. This is the tank top, and you have a stiffeners like this. These all are stiffeners. The gap between the stiffeners, they have given 700 mm. The length or the depth of the bulkhead is 8 meter. Now what they are saying, this bulkhead is connected at the tank top by the brackets having 10 rivets 20 mm diameter. So now they are not talking about the whole bulkhead. So whatever the things they have given to us, that is only given for a particular, they have given only for this case, means this part only. They are talking about this part. They are not talking about the whole bulkhead. Okay. So there are 10 rivets are there. With the help of a rivets, we are connecting the bulkhead to the tank top of the double bottom. So you have a double bottom this. This is your debit tank. This is the outer bottom plating. Outer bottom plating. This black color is your tank top. This is the tank top. Now there are 10 rivets, and that will be only in a 700 spacing only. There are 10 rivets that will be in a vertical direction, you can say. Here there are 10 rivets are there only in a 700 spacing. So that you have to keep in your mind. And the diameter of that of rivet is a 20 mm. That will be 20 mm. Convert in a meter. So 20 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So like these things are given here. Now they are asking, the bulkhead is flooded to its top edge with the seawater. So this is up to here. We have a seawater. Okay. Now how to proceed for that? The first question they are asking, find out the shear force at the top of the stiffeners. So we have already seen in earlier numerical also, shear force at the top of the stiffeners will be P by 3. Now they are asking shear stress in the rivets. Shear stress in the rivets. So first of all, try to understand shear stress in the rivets. The rivets are at the bottom of the bulkhead. Bottom of the bulkhead is the tank top only, where we have made the connection of the bulkhead with the tank top with the help of rivets. So these rivets are there at the tank top, or you can say it is the bottom of the bulkhead. So whatever the force is coming, whatever the shear force is coming at the bottom of the bulkhead, that all the shear force will be acting on the rivet, because the rivet is at the top, at the bottom of the bulkhead. So if you know the shear force at the bottom of the bulkhead, you can easily find out the shear stress. So what I am saying now, if you want to find out shear stress if you want to find out the shear stress in the rivets, the shear stress is equal to the shear force divided by 10 into the area of the rivet. 10 into area of the rivet. Why I am taking 10 into area of the rivet? I am finding the shear stress in the rivets, and on this rivet only this shear force is coming. So because of this shear force, how much stresses is going to generate in the rivets, that we are finding now. Now they are asking the rivets, they are asking the rivet, not a rivet. They are asking the rivets, means number of rivets. So that's the reason shear force divided by, I have taken all the rivets number here, 10 into area of the rivet. So what is the meaning of this? Now to calculate the subquotient B shear stress in the rivet, first of all you have to find out the shear force at the bottom of the bulkhead. You have to find out the shear force at the bottom of the bulkhead, and that we know the shear force at the bottom of the bulkhead, at the bottom of a bulkhead is 2p by 3, which we have already seen. So same thing, whatever things we have done earlier, here the same thing we are going to do. The only thing is, this is the only extra step we are going to do here to calculate the shear stress in the rivets. The third point is similar to the earlier position of the zero shear, that will be x is equal to L upon square root of root 3 from the top. These are the things we are going to do. I hope everything is clear. Now we will move to the steps involved in the numerical. You can see now, to calculate the shear force at the top and the shear force at the bottom. So for the subquotient A, we need shear force at the top is a P by 3. Shear force at the bottom will be 2P by 3. With the help of this, we are finding the shear stress. The shear stress is equal to shear force at the bottom divided by 10 into area of the each rivet. So to calculate this P, we are going to use this formula rho g a h, and that is done here. Rho is 10, you can take 1025, 9.81, area is 8 into 0.7, h is 8.8 by 2. You will get the load acting on the stiffeners is 225.3 kilonewton. If you know the load, means if you know the P, you can calculate the shear force at the top. You can easily find out the shear force at the bottom, that is 2P by 3. And with the help of this shear force at the bottom, we are calculating the shear stress in the rivets, that is the shear force at the bottom divided by 10 into area of the rivets. That only we have done here. So area, cross-sectional area of the rivets will be 10 into pi d square by 4. So d is at 20. 10 raised to minus 6 came here. The reason is we are converting in a meter. So diameter is at 20 mm. So converting in a meter, 20 into 10 raised to power minus 3. If you square it, it will become a 20 square into 10 raised to power minus 6. That only they have taken here. So 10 into pi by 4. So this is the area of the all 10 rivets. So shear stress in the rivets, we can calculate the shear force divided by the total area of the rivets. Then you can find out the shear stress in the rivets. Third question was position of the shear, zero shear, that will be L upon root 3. Length of the or you can say the depth of the bulkhead is given 8 meter, divided by root 3, you will get 4.619 meter from the top. I hope everything is clear. If you are visiting this channel first time, please like, share, subscribe to get the exciting lectures on the ship stability, ship resistance, ship propulsion. Thank you very much. We will meet in the next lecture with a different topic on the ship stability. Thank you very much.